Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play-to-earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And in today's video, I just wanted to, share my strategy for this season. It's changed a little bit from last season, and I just wanted to share it with the audience in case it was helpful as you plan your strategy for the next season as well. And things change over time as patches and rules change in the game. And for this season, I tried something new, so I figured I would share it with the audience here. Now, as I share this, just realize that this is certainly not financial advice. This is just kind of what I did this season. Really, it's more about kind of the thought process I went through when deciding how to use, my cards this season and how to strategize around maximizing the value. And it's pretty specific to kind of my collection and my goals. So realize that for your purposes, it may not be relatable at all, and that's fine. Maybe something is interesting for you and you can use it. That's great. If not, well, it's there for you anyway. So I just want to throw it out there. So again, this is my journey. It's based on my cards and my goals. So it may not be the same as yours. So just realize that. So let me start, by talking about how last season ended for myself. I actually ended last season, you can see here with Splintershare, I have one account here, my main, that got roughly $35.26 worth of value and 46 champion chests. And this alt account that was running Archmage got into Champion 3 as well. And I got $17.59 in value in roughly 32 champion chests. So all in all, it was roughly $52.85 in value on a total of 78 champion chests that we earned last season across 2 champion accounts. Now, we also got a third account into champion last season on the last day, and that account's going to earn champion chests this season. So for me, this $52.85 was a reasonable end of season reward. Certainly not terrible, right? It's good, decent amount of reward for playing a video game, right? But for me, if you look at this, a lot of the value was in reward cards, merits and potions that I'm not going to be able to immediately use and get value from. So for this particular season that we're in now, what I decided to do was change up my strategy, and I wanted to, just spend time in this video sharing what I'm doing here. So, last season, I was earning around 1,400 DEC per day, just renting some extra cards in my deck using the splex.gg service, the rent golem as it's known. And this season, what I decided to do was to continue to use Splex for the cards that were already on that account, and then also manually rent out my entire deck for the beginning of this season. And that was a change in strategy versus playing. And the reason why I did that is because, last season on my main account, for the first week or so of the season, climbing from basically Diamond 3 and trying to climb into Champion 3, I felt like I hit a brick wall. Like I felt like I wasn't making any progress. I would take one step forward, maybe 2 steps back, and I wasn't really making a lot of rating increase over the course of the first week of the season. And it's really because there just weren't a lot of players in Diamond/Champion League, and there wasn't a lot of rating points to get. So in a lot of cases, I was fighting. Maybe I was in Diamond 2 and fighting someone that happened to be in Champion 2 or Champion 1. Yeah, the difference in rating was maybe like 1,000 or more rating points. And when you win those occasionally, you'll get 72 rating points, but more often than not, you'll end up losing those matches. So what I decided to do again was, for the first 9 days of the season, just rent out my cards and rent out the entire deck basically. And I averaged for the first 9 days of this season by renting my cards out 13,000 DEC per day in rental income using a combination of Splex and manually renting out my cards. Now, honestly, the rental market was down big time for much of this season. It really took a dip this season. So I wasn't making a lot of DEC really. I mean, 13,000 DEC is decent for sure, but if I had rented my same cards out last season, I believe I would have got a lot more. Even so, with a guaranteed 13,000 DEC in rental income per day, it's roughly $7.54 per day in income that I was getting passively by renting out my cards. And over 9 days, that's roughly $70 in income, which I actually strategically reinvested in cards to improve my deck. And I used the Peak Monsters bidding system to pick cards that actually had declined in value over the last month or so, and was able to strategically improve cards that will help me moving forward and grow my deck and make it stronger, rather than just get random reward cards through daily focus chests. And by doing this season, I took that rental income and I was actually able to max 10 cards so far this season. I maxed cards like the 10-Yi Striker, Time Mage, Mirror Dampier, Bloodmaker, Flying Squid, Stitch Leech, Jin Inferni, Gem Meteor, Uriel the Purifier, and the Magi of Chaos. Now, granted, most of these cards were previously for me at like a Gold League level or higher, and I really only had a few levels to get to max level on these cards. So I wasn't starting from scratch necessarily, but the difference in playing gold level cards versus a champion level card can be significant, certainly in the Diamond and Champion leagues. And for me, this just made sense to do, to shore up those cards, get them to max level, get the max abilities, max stats, and hopefully improve my win percentage moving forward. And now with those cards maxed out, I'm currently working on cards like the Life Sapper, the Soul Strangler, and the Riftwing as I close out the season here. And for me, for example, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, for me to get the Soul Strangler from level 6 to level 8, which is max level, for example, it's going to cost about $6. Riftwing to get to level 8 and go to level 10, which is max level for that card, it's going to also cost about $6. So it's not a tremendous amount of rental income that I need to make. It's basically like 2 days of rental income there, and I can max those 2 cards out essentially. Now, what I did with 6 days remaining in the season is I unrented all my cards basically to reclaim them and take them off the market. Now, with 5 to 4 days remaining in the season, which is what we're currently at, what I've done is I've strategically delegated cards that are coming off rent to 4 separate accounts. And let me kind of explain what I've done with my deck here. On one account, I've delegated all my Wild, Fire, and Death cards, and I'm going to be playing that manually and earning gold league level chests. And on another account, I will delegate all my remaining wild cards, so all the remaining splinters, including Dragon and Neutral, and will also earn gold level chests on that account from last season. Now, one account will have delegated all my Modern, Fire, and Death cards, and that's going to earn champion level chests this season. And I'm going to have Archmage play that account and get it in the champion over the next 2 days roughly. And then on my main accounts, I'll have all my remaining Modern cards and Splinters, and then I'll manually play that up into Champion 3 over the next 24 to 48 hours. And basically, with 3 days remaining in the season, my plan again is to climb into Champion League on both the Modern decks, and if necessary, I'll burn through all my ECR to do that, basically just to ensure that I'm able to lock in champion chests again for next season and rack up those end of season chests while I can. Now, with 2 days remaining in the season, assuming that I've got both my Modern decks into champion, what I'm going to do is let those cards cool down, and I'm going to continue manually playing those gold wild decks. And then with 1 day remaining in the season, my plan is to delegate all my modern cards to a 5th account and manually take that account from Diamond 3 basically into Champion 3 on the last day of the season and get some end of season champion chests on that account as well. So that's my strategy. Basically, it's a two-pronged approach. It's locking in rental income for the first majority of the season, let's say the first 2/3 of the season, to improve my deck in a tactical and kind of pinpoint kind of area where I'm focusing on specific cards to max out during the season with that rental DEC income. And then still basically putting in a lot of time during the last, let's say, 4 to 5 days of the season to really make sure that I can still earn as many end of season chests as I can to still get some rewards. Maybe not the full, 78 diamond or champion chests worth of rewards from last season, but somewhere close to that. And then obviously give me the option to rinse and repeat next season with gold level chest earning accounts and also champion level chest earning accounts. Now, I also want to share with you 3 other things that I'm currently doing that might be interesting for the audience. One of the things I'm doing in addition to this season strategy is I'm no longer opening Gladius cases with the merits that I'm earning in brawls and in chess. Basically, I'm just saving those merits right now and waiting for bloodstones to be available for purchase with vouchers because I want to basically min-max my chances at earning legendary gladiator cards, of which I currently have none, and also get chances at gold foil gladiator cards. And I think the bloodstones and, which aren't currently available in my guild, buying those for vouchers would be worth it. So I'm saving all my merits in my Gladius cases, waiting for that opportunity, which the Splinterlands team has said will be coming soon. Additionally, what I'm doing is I'm participating in liquidity pools to get access to the LP rewards. And what I'm doing is I'm compounding my LP reward earnings daily, in some cases hourly, depending on my work schedule, right? It doesn't take long to do, and I can do that on Hive Engine and tribal decks pretty easily. And what's nice about the liquidity pools, especially on the Hive blockchain or even the Binance liquidity pools, is there's no transaction fees to claim those rewards. So you can claim them hourly, you can claim them daily, and you can basically add that liquidity to the pools as often as you want. And you might say, well, why does that matter? Why would you do that? Well, let me share with you the current APRs. So you can see here, as an example, let's say the SPS Swap Hive has a 103.47% APR for that liquidity pool and the rewards there, which is excellent, right? Not bad at all. It's certainly better than the 30.16 APR you're getting for staking SPS in the game currently. Now, obviously, there's risks with liquidity pools. We're not going to go into it in this video. But what I'm going to share with you is what that 103.47% APR turns into when you compound daily, not even hourly, but just daily. So if you look at this here, we go to this compound interest calculator, courtesy of the internet. And you can see here that 103.47% compounded daily yields an APY, or an annual percent yield, of 181.01%. So obviously that's pretty good, 181% on your liquidity pool rewards if you compound daily. And that is one thing I'm taking advantage of because, again, there's no penalty or fees other than just the swapping fees to get into, for example, SPS or vouchers into Hive and paying some of those fees. But there's no fees to claim your rewards and be able to do that initially with. So I'm doing that. And then one other thing that I'll just share that I'm considering doing and have considered doing is, withdrawing LP positions before any planned news announcements. Things like town halls, for example, in case where volatility on SPS and vouchers based on news could happen. Depending on what happens there, if I think the assets are going to go up in price, I might swap assets into those, or I might rebalance if I think they're going to go down or stay the same, etc. So that's what I'm doing. And actually, in this week's town hall, for example, I was able to make a small arbitrage amount, based on the voucher price increasing during the town hall. So that wasn't terrible. So there you have it, kind of my strategy, what I've been working on. And, it hasn't been perfect. Like I said, the rental market was significantly down for most of this season. But I still like the value that I got. I improved my deck in certain cards, and they're going to be maxed now for forever and ever until I sell them, basically. So I'm happy with that, and it wasn't random. It wasn't left up to daily focus chests on if I got potions or reward cards. I was able to basically take the DEC and strategically improve my deck where I needed to. And if these type of strategy kind of discussions are something that you would like to get frequently or regularly, feel free. You can join my membership here on YouTube and get access to weekly and monthly, and depending on the level, private chats with me if you would like to understand what I'm doing at any particular time from a game strategy perspective. Of course, obviously financial information only, but if that is something you'd like to get access to, feel free to check out the details on my YouTube channel. And until next time, keep stacking those stats.